Hello, welcome to the Thursday edition of this week's sale. Hello, I'm Francis. That's Cara. She's grumpy because she has to clean tags for the first time ever. That's Fig. He's sleeping because, man, he doesn't enjoy it like nights out at the Cara household. This is your first time here, welcome. This is Top Rocks. We are Africa's oldest and most reputable wholesaler of minerals and fossils. If it is your first time here, please take the time to read Cara's long short story down in the description beneath. It's updated now.
Yes, because our per kg / minimum order quantity is updated.
So that's changed.
I think our minimum order quantity is now $500 or 10,000 rands. What else has changed? Well, look in the story below.
Stuff has changed. The most pertinent thing is I have to change my first story now. No longer do we require only 10 kilograms, your soul, and a promise to, meet your mother. No, it's now 500 USD, which currently is actually probably slipping down to 7,000 rand. Is it actually stated as USD?
It's stated as 500
USD.
And then in brackets at the top of the website it says 10,000 rand.
Okay, so it's 10,000 rand, which is probably 700, maybe $650. Exchange rates volatile. Something to look for. 1641 to the dollar. 16. Hey, 3 months ago we were looking at 19 rands to the dollar. We're sitting at 16. Eesh. That's nice for us when we go and buy stock, because we have to buy that in USD if we go to Madagascar, but not so nice if you're American. However, we've got lots to look forward to. There's a Friday Supreme Court hearing to adjudicate whether on the legitimacy of Trump's Liberation Day tariff scheme. Hopefully the courts go, no, naughty Trump. It's not legal. Bugger off. Pay back the money. Can we please resume service as normal? Because, African minerals, you don't grow them in America, although something like copper you do. But, look at Bisbee. Bisbee's dead now. Why? Because, we can't afford that stuff. We can. Anyway, I loiter upon tricky issues. Famous for getting into trouble and putting foots into holes. I promise this is the last sale that we'll be banging on about Zomba. Probably because we, sold some of it. Oh, because we'll get more Zomba?
No, because the likelihood of us putting more Zomba in is still pretty high.
Yeah. So the likelihood is pretty high, except that I won't be banging on about it. And there won't be like 5, 7, 8, 20 flats in one. So, there are a couple of buttes. News. I have no news from Nick and Andre yet. It's still a week away from them returning with their said news. Hopefully good news. Hopefully fluoride news. I can but hope. All right. 2 trolleys today. We're going to start off with some. All right. Now, this is a very nice flat. It's natural little clear quartz points. And I'm glad Cara chose this flat because I forget that Zambia produces more than just amethyst and sugar amethyst and copper and malachite and pica. They have these beautiful clear quartz crystals. There are 35 of them in this flat. They weigh all of 1.44 kilograms. They are rated as a very good 2A grade. And they are, just for random ass course, out to the middle of Africa, where you only expect copper to rule king, comes these beautiful little quartzes. They are not expensive. They are going to cost $34. This is flat 668. Next up, I was talking copper. Well, here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 botryoidal reniform natural malachite specimens. They are quite remarkable. This one's beautiful. Copper is rather heavy, and so are these 5 specimens, 2.31 kilograms. They are all rated as very good grade. That is gorgeous. There's a thin little plate. More used to seeing malacola in this format. Is that a... No, it's not a crack. Well, it's a crack, but it's a natural fissure. Ends there. Yep, and it is a little bit of chrysocolla there on the top, just to remind us that the oxidation zones like to lighten things up. The largest of the bunch is this little beastie here. Quite a remarkable specimen, all of them. In amidst a sea of silkies, these botryoidals are quite refreshing. Rated very good. They could have cost $51. Now, okay, $51, put this into perspective, it's 2.31 kilograms. We're looking at a what? That is about $20 a kg, I reckon. Am I right? There and thereabouts. And $20 a kilogram for malachite is dirt cheap. This is flat 48. On to just in time for Valentine's Day. How many? Oh, Cora's. Oh, how many days till Valentine's Day, Cora?
24, 25, right?
What? It's the 8th today.
Yeah,
It's just slightly more than a month away, and if you don't have your heart now, you got to be shipping them at least within the next 2 weeks to get into time for that commercial romantic spree that people embark on. These are a couple of beautiful Malagasy hearts. And I like this one very much. Iron there. Rated as very good to A grade. These are 1.81 kilograms. They're going to cost $52. It is flat 514. Up next we got, this is my little choice flat of weird and wonderful Zomba smoky quartz. And when I say weird and wonderful, I mean I've got a couple here that I just identified. I went, yes, luck, but you are just a pretty as perfect little quartz. There's a couple of them. Look at that rainbow. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. It's beautiful. But then also, look at the azurine inclusions in that beautiful crystal. Eh? If that doesn't excite you, you're probably dead. And if those inclusions excited you, then this one will certainly lift your blood pressure. Look at the inclusions there. Lots of little white ruta, of which I have no idea of. And then that there. So a couple of dark ones I chose specifically because Andy, shout out to Andy Carter, out there in Britain, he said that quartz from Zomba with Oribiakite, I might guess, because it's blue, it has some very important metaphysical properties. So I thought I'd go find some more. So these, look at those inclusions, man. That's delicious. Dark blue tinted smoky. This one here I chose because it has zircon. Look at those little zircon. Let me just zoom in for the zircon. There we go. Hello, zircon. So no doubt, including a lot of uranium and thorium, this little crystal will glow orange, if not also green. Here we go, just another weird and wonderful crystal. Lovely wispy phantoms. This one needs a bit of sun, I think. There we go. Some arfesonite at the top there. And then a whole lot of bluish, my guess is rubikite inclusions. Look at that crystal there, man. Look at that phantom. Again, we got a rutile for Africa. And then this one. Dark smoky quartz with a lot of hints of blue, hints of rubikite. Rubikite on the side there as well. And no doubt it'll stand like that, which makes it a nice little display piece. Oh, and the rest are much of the wonderful wickedness as well. Here we go, this will be zircon as well. And more inclusions. It's crazy quartz. Oh, this one, yes. Sorry, I have to show you all of them because I love them so much. But look at the phantom down there. And that is proper blue properties and rutile. That's a beautiful crystal. Yes, it is. Right, enough. 767 grams worth of wonderful smoky magic. It's $32 for the 20. It's flat 104. Next up, a watermelon fluorite slices. There are two in here. This one is polished only on the one side. Let's just zoom out a bit because it's that big. Here we go. It's a bit of a stander as well. That's always nice. Slimming lines, the green and the orange, the purples. There we go. Joined by another slice, which is much thinner and polished on both sides. Look at that. She's a pretty little one. Little shades of blue. I love the blue. These two, they weigh 1.54 kilograms. Come here. Get back in the box, buddy. Right, it is very good to A grade. They're going to cost $49. This is flat 534. Oh, this is from Ace, by the way, Namibian. Next up, we have ourselves 8 Malagasy points with all kinds of interesting things, such as chlorite, a little bit of garden quartz, with an interesting little, could be a smile in that point. Beautiful veil. This one's a bit more smoky. Nice milky base, and then it just clears up beautifully beneath the windows. A little grassy tinge to it. Nice smoky phantoms in there as well. More hints of chlorite. Smoky Phantoms, happy days. And this, I'm not sure, to be honest. It could be biotite. It could. Is it green enough to be chlorite? I don't know, to be honest. I'm a bit scared of committing to an answer, but it is pretty as. Then a nice proper smoky standing freeform. Beautiful clarity. It's a bit of an odd shape, unless I'm holding it wrong, but it hasn't been polished there, so I'm assuming it's supposed to be this way up. And then also just another light smoky one. Lovely Phantoms. These 8 are rated as very good. They weigh slightly more than 1 kilogram. They cost $37. It's a bargain for flat number 30. Next up, 4 natural blue lace agate specimens, rated good to A grade. This one's lovely. I reckon that's a very good. This one's A grade, no doubtski aboutski, because look at that beautiful blue and all that lovely juicy. This one's also very good. Nice fug, beautiful quartz and juicy. This slightly larger fellow, which would be the, I suppose, the good grade only because it's got quite a bit of matrix, but I tell you what, that is still wicked good blue lace agate and a very dreamy bug. They weigh all of 2.08 kilograms. They're going to cost $36. This is flat 415. Very nice. Then Matoku Light, right next door in Zimbabwe. We got some nice mica and biotite matrix with a lot of gemmy green clinical in the matrix, coming from Motoko. That's a lot of green. Originally mistaken for actual emeralds. That was a bit of egg on face for us, but we got it right eventually. These 2 beautiful standing freeforms, they weigh 1.23 kilograms. They're going to cost $53. It's a flat 869. Then we've got a flat of mixed goodies. They are all rated A grade. This one over here, that's stichtite or atlantisite. It is beautiful stichtite, that lavender purple webbing on the serpentine green matrix from Barberton in South Africa. And then from the Kalkofeld, a polished freeform with, there's a lot, it's a beautiful little freeform. There's a lot of shutterkite, there's a lot of chrysocolla. There is, there's that, that is a lot of gorgeous dark blue shutterkite. Quartz, chrysocolla. That's really, really nice, man. A little bit of hematite on the left there. That's lekker. And then from Zimbabwe, a little petrified wood polished cushion of druzy loveliness. Look at that. That is beautiful. Doesn't that look like a cushion or a... Hey, what do you call those chairs that are meant to, that are short for your legs to hang on while you watch TV? No, a settee? No, it's a, I don't know. I'm not into furniture as such, but if I was a really small person, that would be really comfortable. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards without giving away too much, 1.29 kilograms worth of mixed polished goodies from Ottoman. Yes. It's a petrified wooden Ottoman. $48 are what these going to cost. That's a flat number 133. Then onto, these 6 little Zomba clusters of azurine, of arfesonite, of smoky quartz, of zircon. I chose specifically because they light up beneath the UV. But before I turn the lights off and show you that beautiful uranium and thorium fluorescence, I'll show you what they look like in daylight. Pretty innocuous, doesn't look that amazing, but more often than not, it's the innocuous fellas that really light up. Look at there, I can see all the zircon. Obviously, with minute traces of manganese in the Malawi soil, the Zomba soil, all this orthoclase also lights up a really nifty angry red. Let me show you. Rightio, here we go. There's that beautiful red orthoclase with the manganese inclusions. Subtle hints of, I don't know what that is, but I was expecting a little bit of yellow or orange here as well. No. Little specks of zircon there. But how cool is that? That's one. There we go. Orthoclase. And the zircon around the edges there. Here we go. Lots of zircon around the bottom. Whoo! Look at her light up. Isn't she excitable? Yes, yes, she is. Yummy. Here's a little bit more. Lots of zircon there. And on the bottom, nothing. Well, just the orthoclase. Ooh, there's a nice big zircon crystal. Not much at the bottom, just little subtle hints. And this was the first one. There we go. Happy days. This little flat of Malawi Magic weighs 970 grams. The 6 are going to cost $39. This is flat 109. Next up, Bucano took some spirit quartz. That's beautiful amethyst from the Bucano took, a little village town on the border between Limpopo and Mpumalanga. That previous one had a bit of a chip on the tip. So unfortunate. That was beautiful little hedgehog here. It's a cutie pie. Some more over there, but more smoky business in these Bucanotes, which is always interesting. Just all lovely clarity. You can see those white phantoms beneath the windows. Also a tip there. Oh, that's cute, man. And super, super attractive. It's a very nice flat of Bucano took. Rated is very good to A, and I concur. That would make a lot of sense. No, this is really nice. Hey, how can you say no to these sparkles? 1.24 kilograms. These 20 clusters are going to cost $53. That is for flat 120. Next up, we had some polished stichtite. Now we have some natural cobbed stichtite. 12 pieces to be exact. That is the magnesium stichtite on or in the serpentine matrix. Rated very good to A grade. These 12 weigh 1.84 kilograms. They're not hard. So the serpentine is rather porous, so they're not that heavy either. Great rocks to start lapping on. Natural Atlanticite. These are going to cost all of $30. That's $30 for 12 stichtites. That's flat 487. Then on to polished cobalt. That's cobalt in bearing dolomite, cobalt bearing calcite, cobalt bearing aragonite. These are a lower grade from the initial bunch we got a few months ago. Consequently, they'll be a little bit cheaper as well. See, the aragonite has taken on a bit more of an orange hue here. This one, a low grade, but still so attractive with all these beautiful patterns and some vugs. Lots of vugs. And that almost transparent dolomite. There's a little bit of pyrite, a little fleck. This one's nice and gemmy. Look at that. That is cobalt bearing dolomite proper. That's very nice. That as well. Oh, that's a massive bug. Let's try to get some light in there. See if we can get any dogtooth calcite or not. I can't see. The last one, probably the ugliest, but it's got, look at that whole reef of hematite. And then if you just flip it slightly over, you got all that copper over there. Native copper, hematite. The only thing missing out of this little cocktail is pyrite. Look at that, hematite and copper. Nice. This flat weighs all of, what is this? It's 988 grams. It's going to cost all of $47. This is flat number 107. Onto some polished blue lace agate. Earlier we had some naturals over here, and this is what they look when they're polished. And these are properly chalcidified. That is a beautiful little bit of chalcedony with what looks like smoky quartz solidifying in the center. Nice. That's the largest of the standing freeforms. There are 3 other smaller ones. A little bit of quartz in the middle there. That's always pleasant. And then the last one, also just proper chalcedony. These 4 little standing freeforms, I don't know what they were. They weigh all of 2.38 kilograms for the 4. It's $123. Flat 72. Next up, Zomba, but slightly larger. There are 6 beautiful dark smoky crystals, points, natural. Some interesting translucency giving way to maybe orthoclase beneath the window there. That is super dark. Where's the light? Lots of radiation, irradiation, and even more on this one. Very nice. 6 of the larger ones. They weigh 1.236 kilograms. They're going to cost $45. This is a flat number 102. Then on to some more Malagasy. Malagasy Essence. It's 70 little... Well, there's a purple flash, and that's a beautiful purple flash. It's just begging me to pick it up. And then the normal bluey ones. 70 of these. They are beautiful. Let me just zoom out so I can... no, like that. And then we can just do a little sweepy sweep. Rated very good to A grade. These 70 don't actually need to be picked up that much because they do have that Labrador essence, except for the one in the corner. Yeah, the one in the corner's got it as well. No worries. There we go. It's a beautiful little flat, or it's a beautiful big flat of little Labradorites. They weigh 1.34 kilograms. They're going to cost $54. This is flat 108. Lekker. Then, something a little bit special. We got ourselves a cubic green fluorite from Mandra Sonoro, Madagascar. And I just want to see if it's got that nice blue zoning. That's some beautiful fluorite crystals. Lovely cubic. The whole green mat is a woven of cubic crystals. And then some really nice dark ones on the edges. It's very nice because it hardly has any scuff marks on the major crystals. And then this little... Oh, there's more at the bottom there, on top of a little bit of druzy. That's a beautiful specimen, and it's joined by a rarity from the Putu mine. It's a bit of hemimorphite, a little bit of heavy on the zinc and lead. That nice waxy luster. It's a rare. Hemimorphite, generally speaking, white. Copper impurities, however, dictates that it's going to show up a nice, attractive aquamarine-like blue. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. Hemimorphite, people. It's not cheap either. These two weigh 1.17 kilograms altogether. They're going to cost $89. That is, well, mostly for the hemimorphite, flat 101. Next up, all right, a little bit of a Kalkefeld love, and it's a funky one. Normally, it's just shutterkite and malachite and chrysocolla, but I tell you what, that is dioptase. You can see that nice fibrous shutterkite habit. That's very nice. So yeah, a bit of a rarity. There we go. A lot of polished dioptase of all things. In the midst of the chrysocolla, there's more dioptase. Then you got a whole lot of nothing. Shutterkite, chrysocolla, nice streaks. It's a beautiful polish, this one. Oh, this is gorgeous. Look at that. And that's a whole lot of dioptase. That is a river of dioptase in the midst of the chrysocolla and the shutterkite. Not polished on that side, so we can have a look at the, I suppose, the shutterkite there. As you can see, some light glints, glimpses and glints of the the dioptase. That's a lot of dioptase. And a lot of shutterkite. More dioptase, a lot of dioptase. There we go. Chrysocolla as well. Nice. Nice to see some dioptase in the mix. They weigh 670 grams. They're only going to cost $30. Flat 193. Right, next up is a bit of a mix. I went digging for stuff, and stuff is what I got. We've got 12, well, I chose most of these, and I say most, it's 11 out of 12, for their fluorescent properties. So, and I don't know what all of them are, to be honest. Let's start over here. This has got quite a bit of highlight opal, so it is obviously from the Ronga region. My guess is that shiny is the Goshenite, derivative of aquamarine. Cara disagrees, but I have no better guess as of yet. Let's have a look at the habit there. It doesn't actually, almost like a triangle, maybe not. It's a tricky one. This looks like it's from Jacini, North Natal. It's got a fair amount of Chalcedony growing over what seems to be amethyst. This, I reckon, is Tumeb. This is calcite. Not the prettiest calcite, but calcite nonetheless. And I tell you what, Tumeb alone makes it well worth it. This other one looks much similar. It's kind of from the same deposit. There's something else in there as well. This will be calcite, quartz on calcite. It'll fluoresce quite violently. So this, okay, so this one is a bit funky. I reckon it looks a lot like the Messina quartz. Oops, focus, Francis. Messina quartz with those distinct malachite inclusions. This is the kind of rocks we go looking for a hoite. This is where we find a hoite. But this one here fluoresces very weirdly. I'll show you a bit later. This over here is heavy. That looks like calcite. And I don't know what much else. Chrysocolla. Definitely chrysocolla there. And this is Brandberg, without a doubt. And this will have a very nice, violent red fluorescence. That's the calcite beneath the quartz. And for luck, a little bit of cuprite. A little malachite cuprite sandwich. It's a cutie pie. And if you haven't had cuprite before, that's very nice. And Jimmy, let's see if it's better in the sun. Cuprite. Yeah. Highlight opal all on its own. That glows. And then this is obviously also Rongo. That's a nice little bit of feldspar with quartz, and there will be highlight opal on there as well. And I have, you know what? Yeah, Brandberg, I suppose. Yeah, it looks like Brandberg. So that'll also have some red calcite fluorescence. Let's check it out. So I've laid them out exactly like they were in the box, so I'll start at the top. Right, that was, well, that is highlight opal, no doubtski aboutski. And, ooh, that be fluorite, really? And this was a funky one. That green there, I don't think that is actually... I think that's a highlight opal. Okay, just remember to look at that again, and then boom. That Tumeb fella. Calcite, really? Green? I don't think so. I don't know, man. Right, and then down there. This is the funky malachite one, I think. Yes, it is. Cuprite has no fluorescence. There we go, there's a calcite beneath the quartz. this fella here, why did I choose you? Why? Okay, I'm going to have to come back to you. Highlight opal. Highlight opal. Feldspar. And then that's another calcite. That's Randburg, thank you. Right, pushing you aside. See what you are. Why did I choose you? Right, so that one that was dubious. I don't know. This is the heavy one for its size. See the malachite, there's a bit of shiny in there. Bit of a mystery thumbnail, this. Oh, that is cooperite. This here, I think. This is Congolese. No, that's just quartz, I think. Yeah, that's just quartz. Shutterkite, Casacola, malachite. Certainly speaks for either Namibia. Anyway, I get sidetracked. I could spend hours doing that. This little flat here of mysterious fluorescent happiness is 748 grams. It's going to cost $36. It's flat 112. Next up, middle of the trolley is a Mendingi mine malachite and druzy specimen. It's a reasonably medium cabinetish small size. 1.596 kilograms, rated as very good only. Have a look at these. It's not quite ball. Those are botryoidal kind of reniform habits, and then a little bit of limonite, possibly native copper in the druzy as well. It's gonna cost $78, and this is flat. If I could just get the tag off, flat 257. There we go. Then on to a large Bukanotuk specimen. It's got a nice large finger right there. It is the kind of smoky amethyst variation of Bukanotuk. A little bit on the unusual side, you might say. A fair amount of limonite and iron. Obviously, some of that limonite is given away to the black goethite representations. It's kind of a big one. It weighs 2.65 kilograms, rated as probably, well, good to very good. Good to very good, 2.5 kilos, more than 2.5 kilos, $73. Yeah, that's pretty much half the price as what the A grade is. So that's a flat 341. Then on to a standing dragon's egg. The septari here is let's have a look at that aragonite and the calcite. Some nice scalenoidal calcite crystals on the inside, making for that velvety look. Not the best grade, no Datsky Aboutsky. Back looks all right. It's not too shabby. Not too shabby. A couple of scuffs there. Other than that, it's a biggie. It weighs 4.32 kilograms, rated very good to A grade. It's gonna cost $96. That is flat 261. Last on the first trolley, it's a largy wadgy. It's a stalagmitic rarity. It's a little green beauty from the Congo. Most likely Kasompi. Weighs, hang on, let me see, 4.16 kilograms. And that is a hell of a rarity. Stalagmitic malachite. Slight, beautiful, shiny sheen to it as well. Very little. I don't see any scuff marks on the specimen. Oh no, it's a beauty. beautiful patterns. You can hold them by the horns. What's going on the inside? It's beautiful. There's the only scuff marks I've seen thus far. And that is a glorious specimen. It's not light. Copper never is. 4.16 kilograms, rated as A grade. Rightly so. It's going to cost $517. This is flat 378. On to the second trolley. And if you think the first one took long, well, that's because you're not wrong. It did. So, in an attempt not to replicate Test cricket, or at least try and do bears ball in a mineral kind of sensor way, let's hustle, people. We got ourselves 12 beautiful little Charetzi crystals. That is Shangan for some of you. These 12, reasonably large as well. That is beautiful smoky amethyst. With their typical scepter-like habits. That's a large point for Charetzi. I'd love to see the whole thing. These are rated as very good. They weigh all of 390 grams. They're going to cost all of $26. Nice. Flat 50. On to some Luena smoky quartz. Here we got a large 2 crystals with 2 large chips. That is unfortunate, those 2 there. But other than that, that's a pretty decent. Nah, it's not. This large one over here, which will stand quite beautifully. There we go, lovely white veils. There we go, that's some lovely clarity there. But again, we got a chip on the tip there, which is not unusual for Luena. But the third one is the A grade one. So these are rated very good to A, and this one is most obviously the A grade version. A plethora of lovely, beautiful little cascading quartzes leading up to 3 reasonably sharp points, and that's got a beautiful white veil beneath. These 3, they weigh 1.34 kilograms. They're going to cost $33. That's $11 for a cluster, flat 879. Then on to 2 whole ammonites from Madagascar. There's some beautiful iridescence on the center there, and then some absolutely electric red opalization on the outer fringes. Look at that, that's pretty darn lovely. Other side, even more so, a lot more opalescence. Sorry, yeah, why not? A lot of opalence as well. These 2 ammonites is that electric red opalescence there again, all around the sides. They weigh 658 grams. Sure, look at that, that's beautiful, very nice. 658 grams. They are rated as very good. $39 only for flat 123. On to 3 beautiful K. You beckon my fingers first. That is a stunning, optically perfect quartz point with some beautiful veils. Oh, that is very, very nice. And then a bit of a murkier one, but I tell you what, the murky one has got substance. Look at the rutile in the tip there. I think I need some sun for this one. Some very, very fine needle fibers just beneath the windows. And in the, it's all over the show, depending on which way you glance. That is beautiful. You like a bit of rutile with your quartz? Happy days. That is your fella. The last one, because there's 3, is a slightly slenderer one. It's a beautiful, optically clear as well. Some Phantoms, yes, there is a chip, tiny little chip on the edge there. Otherwise, these three are mint. They are rated as, oh, they're not rated at all. Well, this one's very good, and the other two are A grade. 1.42 kilograms. They're going to cost $42. It's flat bar 03. Next up, 20 little smokies from Zomba. And it's not a double terminated, it's just a normal little point. These will be rated very good to A grade. Okay, let's call that good to A grade. That is actually a double termination, that's not a chip. Weighing 675 grams. These little geological tributes to the Earth's murmurings, they're going to cost all of $32. Bargain, bargain. Flat 129. Next up, from Spitskoppen, the kleine Spitskoppen von aber deine Namibia, Südwestern Afrika, mit deiner orange calcite. That's it. That's a lot of nice rhombohedral perfection. The same color as the setting sun over the west coast. 24 of these beautiful little cob pieces. They weigh 2.1 kilograms, rated very good to A grade. They're going to cost $38. This is flat 577. Not very far away from the kleine Spitskoppen, where we get our orange calcite, is, well, Irongo. And we got some matte polish purpurite. That's it. That's a manganese and iron, that kind of brownish heterosite that combines for what was initially confused as being cobalt bloom in Canada. You like purple? You like slightly metallic? Well, purpurite is most certainly for you. A little bit of quartz in there as well. Natural, beautiful metallicness. This is not actually sliced. That's just natural. That is matte polish. Also has a bit of chatoyancy. You've got to slant it at the right direction. 6 beautiful purpurites. They weigh all of 1.41 kilograms, rated good to A grade. They're going to cost $43. This is flat number 880. Very nice. Then on to some limonite. Also 24 specimens of golden iron goethite beauties. There's quite a hard element of hematite here, trying to be invasive. That's a pretty neat little cluster. That is the golden orange right there. There we go. A little bit of druzy covering that limonite goethite. Rated as good to A grade. These 24 weigh almost 3 kilograms. They're going to cost $51. This is flat 477. On to 2 large, beautiful smoky quartz crystals from Zomba. That is not chipped or broken. That is just the earth breaking up, and some natural healing already happening. Very dark and rather warm to the touch as well. You can see this was floating, not originally obviously, but after it broke off due to natural events, it has started forming new crystals at the bottom, and that is beautiful. Quite a long one, this one. This one did break off. That's not natural. But I tell you what, when nature decided to stop feeding silicon, the orthoclase stepped up, and it's a very potassium heavy feldspar, the orthoclase. K-spar. Lots of azurine in there as well. Azurine inclusions, there's a lot going on here. That is a beautiful crystal, terminated with orthoclase. These two weigh 1.202 kilograms, rated very good to A grade, $50, flat 155. Very nice. On to some Mumbwa. This is Jacaranda Amethyst. We've got 2 clusters here, and it's a nice royal-like purple amethyst. The amethyst manifesting itself in little wisps. No iron on the windows or the quartz, which makes for a nice difference. Not the usual Mumbwa style. And the second cluster is quite all over the show. It's a bit lighter as far as the royal purple is concerned, but still a very nice light amethyst cluster. Part of a geode, obviously. These two are rated as very good to A grade. They weigh 1.66 kilograms. That's a beautiful cluster there. $31 is all they're gonna cost. That is a beautiful price for 2 beautiful amethysts. Flat 94. We have more Poconotuk. A rather pale flat here. It elicits no more excitement than Fig is eliciting from life at the moment. Light, a little bit of iron staining. That is, what are these? Very good to A grade. Lots of iron staining there. I'll beg to say this is probably more on the very good side than the A grade side, but there is this beautiful finger here. Nice red hematoid on the planes in the middle. Limonite, yes, weighing 1.09 kilograms, $37, which is a fair reflection, I think. Flat 844. Then onto some good, very good azurine shards. There are 70 of these little beauties. I picked them myself with the aim at trying to get the terminations, which is very hard. This one here, here we go, there's a termination, naturally broken though. Long ones, short ones, 70 of them. Really nice, thin little shard. Azurine for the ages. 278 grams is what they weigh. $26 is what they're gonna cost. This is flat 119. Onto some lepidolite. Malagasy lepidolite, 4 standing freeforms. These lithium-rich bastions of, well, lithium. They weigh 2.05 kilograms, rated good to very good. This one here, so these often, very often, come out with quite a little bit of pink tourmaline or rubellite. So the blue, thank you, shout out to the Dirk, that man from Lichtenberg. He pointed out that blue is most likely, and I do agree with him, blue tourmaline indicolite, which makes it kind of special. Because lithium does not come in one crystallized form. It comes as a part of many. So there's no such thing as, there we go, a blue speck of lithium. There's lithium in it, sure. But no, one thing is lithium. These 4 lepidolite standing freeforms are going to be $48. It's a flat 209. On to some Mtolorite from, you guessed, Mtorashanga. There are 12 plates in here. They are rated good to A. I'm going to pick up the good one first so we get that out of the way. It is good, but that Charles Sydney is lovely transparent with all that beautiful chrome green beneath. Basically, chrysoprase, but instead of nickel, it's chrome. From the depths of Zimbabwe. These weigh 1.13 kilograms. This chrome is going to set you back $44. Flat, $843. Then, dark, very dark, Zambian amethyst points. That is extremely dark. These 6 are rated very good to A grade, weighing 1.11 kilograms. That's very nice. And that is some serious, look at that beautiful purple, man. That veil winking beautifully. Just exacerbating the beautiful dark purple. A little bit of chevron action. Why not? Yes, please. It's a lot of massive. All the points are intact. A little bit of smoky quartz in the point, but other than that, that's a whole lot of amethyst. Nice deep dark amethyst too. It's going to cost $47 for the 6. That's very nice if you like a little bit of dark purple. Flat, $849. Then the last of the Zomba weirdy ones. Okay, so I bang on endlessly about the Earth having a little bit of a tantrum, or maybe not even tantrum, just a burp or a fart, just having a little moment. And then when that happens, the Earth dislodges some of its minerals, and this quartz has obviously been dislodged and has kept on growing in thin plates, probably in a thermal vein filled with a lot of zircon, hence the nice smokiness. But you can see they are thin quartz plates, totally natural, growing in all directions, well, 2 directions to be specific. That is remarkable. And then this one here, which I just added because it's so beautiful. Nice dark smoky. Lots of, well, 1, 2, 3 terminations at the top, almost 4. Lovely clarity. Also quite a thin one. And then more growth at the bottom there. It is a beautiful crystal. To join these other ones, the smaller ones I also chose because they are thin. I mean, when last have you had a thin smoky quartz crystal? Because look at that termination, it's perfect. It's just thinner. And this is just stunning for the clarity and detail. Obviously these aren't the bestest grades, no doubt. It's not how you expect your quartz to be, but as far as nature, earth, and love for quartz is concerned, it's spectacular. There are 10 little specimens in this flat. And that's as double terminaty gets, with more than one termination. I love these. Again, a nice flat crystal, man. Flat quartz? Why, yes, please. There we go. This flat here weighs 720 grams. It's going to cost $30 for the 10. That's flat 127. I just want to come back to this because I find it absolutely remarkable. Look at that. And I'll tell you what, some of these terminations, that's beautiful, man. Sure. Anyway, moving on. Stiff tight. We have got ourselves Oh, nice. Are they all free forms? Yes. 3 Atlanticite or Stichtite on Serpentine. This is a dark green Serpentine. Free forms. Nice dark magnesium Stichtite as well. And you know what? Sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, the Stichtite also has a little bit of a chatoyancy to it. A little metallic luster, if you catch it just right. More of a large palm stone, this. That's nice and gemmy. Three beautiful freeforms. They weigh 670 grams. They're going to cost $30. This is flat 54. Then on to a flat of mixed goodies. My favorite thing ever. This is obviously from Zomba. It is a lot of chaos, which is what Zomba, more often than not, is. Look at the inclusions. There's the obligatory Zomba Azurine to go with all that madness. Look at the inclusions in that. A little bit of iron on the outside as well. That is stunning. And these little friends, we got some Malagasy quartz. It's a nice little clean cluster. The main crystals all intact. It's okay. And from Madagascar, a little bit of cactus quartz with iron and goodtite. No, mostly iron. It's not showing much iridescence, if any. Beautiful cluster though, as far as cactus quartz is concerned. That's very nice. It's a cutie. And then limonite, yeah, from Zambia. Not the best example. And then Luena, a little cascading citrine. It's actually that tip. Yeah, looks like human damage, as with much of what comes out of Luena. Still, it's a really interesting little flat of mixes, weighing all of 1.94 kilograms. The 5 specs are going to cost $33. This is flat 172. Onto some red pyro garnet. Very cool things. These are ugly. That's ugly. Wow, that's just horrible. This is much better. Though garnets are hard. I think this is an 8 on the Mohs scale. So going around polishing garnets isn't for the weak, or for those who don't have enough shaving pads. Excuse me. Rated as good to very good. Makes sense. A little bit of quartz in there. Quartz is hard, but if you're doing garnets, you must go, oh, thank goodness for a bit of quartz to polish. It's a little beauty. They are not light either. They are heavy for their size. Quartz and mica. What's going on in here? That's an interesting one. Lots of little flashy. Can only assume that'll be the mica in amidst the red pyrope. 1.48 kilograms for the 6. They're going to cost $51. This is flat 137. On to something from Irongo. It's a black tourmaline and vermiculite. A lot of vermiculite and a fair amount of black tourmaline. Specimen, that's mica. And I'll be surprised if this does not have highlight opal. we're going to have to look and see. What does it weigh? It's 1.77 kilograms. It's rated as very good. Let's see if it has highlight opal. Whew, look at that massive piece of highlight opal over there. Maybe say some on the other side. 1.77 kilos worth of black tourmaline and vermiculite. And 2 vehement specks. Turn it on that side. 2 vehement specks of highlight opal. Well, that wasn't very exciting, was it? No. There we have it. For once, we have a black tourmaline and vermiculite specimen, unencumbered by that annoying highlight opal, which is always... Really? Like, really? I thought you only visited me Saturday mornings, you evil ibis. Noisy bastards. Unencumbered by highlight opal, this little fella here, 1.77 kilos, going to cost $54. That's a nice price. For flat 856. Then a little bit of dragon bloodstone, which is a naughty term, but it's not as naughty as calling it bastite. So I've been calling it bastite because I love saying bastite. There's something about the word that elicits joy from me. However, bastite is a reference to a town called Basta in Germany, where the original bastite had nothing to do with either epidote or piemontite. So I'd rather just stick to dragon bloodstone. However, so many other guys just call any stone with a green background or matrix like serpentine and some red jade, throw it in there and suddenly it turns into dragon's bloodstone. So let's stick to the facts here. There's a little bit of beautiful green epidote with the manganese piemontite arching away, making beautiful patterns in this largish standing freeform. It weighs 1.2 kilograms, rated as very good. It's gonna cost a gargantuan $37. It is flat 926. Then on to a little bit of Namibian blue lace. We've had Malawi blue lace, but the Namibian blue lace is a much different beast, coming out in slabs and veins more so than aggregates all over the show. I think this has been very much etched. Yes, this has been etched. It is the perfect mineral or blue lace to polish and make cabochons if you were so inclined. However, this is a beautiful specimen all on its own with a little bit of druzy in between the quartz as well. Look at that beautiful blue. It is a stunning specimen. This has been a little bit bruised, the quartz at the top, but other than that, it's an absolute beauty. Weighing all of 2.085 kilograms, the slab of Blue Love is going to cost $42. Flat 533. Last is a large-ish jacaranda amethyst from Mumbai. And I mentioned it earlier about the iron coating. Well, this is not a bad iron coating. It's quite a nice decorative patterned iron coating. But it's a bit more like the common Mumbai. And that is a beautiful cluster. Beautiful clean windows. It weighs all of 3.13 kilograms. So 3.13 kilograms worth of jacaranda flavored quartz is gonna, well, $45 for flat bar 23. And there we have it, guys. Thank you very much for popping in and having a say and being all jovial about it. Have a beautiful day. Cara and myself will catch you on Saturday morning our time, and we will not say morning to everyone in the east because for obvious reasons. And I was asked why we do it. I'm nasty to the people in Australia. I'm not nasty. It just happens to be afternoon there, so just let it go. Cheers, bye, have a hoolie. Bye. Go, there's Cara in the background.